Hey Taurus, I need to talk to you about something that came through in this reading. And honestly, when I pulled these cards, my hands were shaking a little, because the energy around someone with the letter J in their name is intense right now. This is not your typical reading where I am going to sugarcoat things or tell you everything is sunshine and rainbows, because what the universe is showing me about this person and what they are hiding from you is something you need to know. I have been reading tarot for years, and I can tell you that when the cards align this way, it is usually because there is a truth that has been buried for too long, and it is about to surface whether you are ready for it or not. So if you are a Taurus sun moon, or rising, and you know someone with the letter J in their name, whether that is their first name, middle name, or even a nickname you use for them, then this message is absolutely for you. Grab your coffee or tea, get comfortable, and let me walk you through what the universe is trying to tell you right now. Because this is one of those readings where every single card that came out had something significant to say, and I am going to share all of it with you. Before we dive into the cards, I want you to think about who this J person might be in your life. It could be a romantic partner, a close friend, a family member, or even someone you work with on a regular basis. The cards are not telling me the exact nature of your relationship with them, but what they are telling me is that this person has been presenting themselves to you in a certain way while hiding something significant beneath the surface. Now I know that might sound scary or uncomfortable, and trust me, I understand that feeling, but I also want you to know that knowledge is power. Once you understand what is really going on, you can make informed decisions about how you want to move forward with this person. And sometimes, that is exactly what we need to regain our sense of control and clarity in a situation that has felt confusing or off for a while now. The first card I pulled is the Five of Pentacles, and when this card showed up, I actually paused for a moment because the energy it carries is quite heavy. The Five of Pentacles traditionally represents hardship, struggle, and feeling left out in the cold, both literally and figuratively. In the context of this reading, what I am seeing is that this J person has been going through something difficult, something that has made them feel isolated or like they are on the outside looking in. But here is where it gets interesting, Taurus, because instead of being open and honest with you about their struggles, they have chosen to hide this part of their reality from you. Maybe they are dealing with financial problems that they have not told you about, or maybe they are struggling with their mental health and putting on a brave face whenever they are around you. The Five of Pentacles can also indicate a sense of spiritual poverty, meaning they might feel disconnected from their own values or sense of purpose, and that disconnection is creating a void inside them that they are trying to fill in ways that might not be healthy or authentic. What strikes me about this card in your reading is that their decision to hide this struggle from you is not just about pride or embarrassment. There is something deeper going on here, something that connects to the other cards we are going to explore. And when you see the full picture, you are going to understand why they felt the need to keep this hidden. The Five of Pentacles is asking you to look beyond the surface of this relationship, because what you see on the outside is not matching what is really happening on the inside for this person. Now, the second card that came through is the Ten of Cups, and this is where things start to get really interesting, because the Ten of Cups is usually considered one of the most positive cards in the entire tarot deck. It represents emotional fulfillment, harmony, happy family life, and the achievement of your heart's deepest desires. So why would this card show up in a reading about someone hiding something dark from you? Well, Taurus, this is what I call the mask card in this particular reading. The Ten of Cups is showing me that this J person has been projecting an image of complete happiness and contentment to you, and possibly to others around them as well. On the surface, everything looks perfect. They smile, they laugh, they talk about how great things are, and they might even go out of their way to create moments or experiences that reinforce this image of a happy, harmonious life. But here's the thing about the Ten of Cups when it appears alongside cards like the Five of Pentacles. It suggests that the happiness is either an illusion or it is being used as a cover for something else entirely. This person might be so invested in maintaining this perfect image that they have lost touch with their own authentic feelings and experiences. They might be terrified of showing you or anyone else that things are not as wonderful as they seem, because that would shatter the carefully constructed facade they have built. What really gets me about this card in your reading, Taurus, is that it suggests this person knows exactly what they are doing. This is not an unconscious defense mechanism. This is a deliberate choice to show you one version of reality while living a completely different version behind closed doors. The Ten of Cups here is basically telling you that what you have been seeing is a performance, and a very convincing one at that. The third card is the Six of Pentacles, and this card is all about giving-receiving and the balance or imbalance of exchanges in relationships. When the Six of Pentacles shows up, it usually points to situations where resources, time, energy, or support are being shared, but the question is always whether that exchange is fair and balanced. In the context of your reading, Taurus, what I am picking up is that this J person has been in a position where they have either been receiving a lot from you or they have been giving a lot to you, and there is something about this dynamic that ties into what they are hiding. Let me give you some scenarios that might resonate. Maybe this person has been accepting your support, your time, your emotional energy, or even your financial help, while not being completely honest with you about why they need that support, or what they are really using it for. Alternatively, they might be the one who has been giving to you, perhaps being overly generous or helpful in ways that seem almost too good to be true, and the reason they are doing this is because they feel guilty about what they are hiding, or they are trying to keep you close and unsuspecting. The Six of Pentacles can also indicate a power imbalance in the relationship where one person holds more cards than the other, and in this case, it seems like this J person has been controlling the flow of information and truth in your connection, which gives them a certain kind of power over the dynamic. What the universe is highlighting through this card is that you need to look at the give and take in this relationship with fresh eyes, because something about it has not been equal or honest, and once you recognize that, you will start to see other pieces of the puzzle falling into place. Moving on to the fourth card, we have the Knight of Pentacles. And this Knight energy is very different from the other Knights in the tarot deck, because the Knight of Pentacles is slow, steady, methodical, and extremely calculated in his approach. This is not someone who acts on impulse or makes rash decisions. Every move is thought through, every step is planned, and there is a level of patience and determination that can be both admirable and a little bit unsettling depending on the context. In your reading, Taurus, the Knight of Pentacles is showing me that this J person has been very deliberate and methodical about keeping their secret from you. This has not been a situation where they accidentally forgot to mention something or where they got caught up in the moment and made a mistake. No, this has been a long-term calculated effort to maintain a certain narrative while hiding the truth underneath. The Knight of Pentacles suggests that they have been building something slowly over time, whether that is a double life, a hidden agenda, or simply a version of themselves that does not match reality. And they have been doing it with such care and attention to detail that you probably have not noticed the inconsistencies until now, if at all. What really stands out to me about this card is the energy of persistence. This person is not going to suddenly come clean or have a moment of guilt-driven confession unless they are absolutely forced into a corner. They are committed to maintaining this facade, and they will continue to do so as long as they believe they can get away with it. The Knight of Pentacles is also a card of material focus, so whatever they are hiding likely has some connection to money work status or the physical, tangible aspects of life rather than purely emotional or spiritual matters, although those elements are definitely involved, as we have seen in the other cards. The fifth card that came through is the King of Cups, and this is where the emotional manipulation piece of this situation really starts to show itself. The King of Cups is typically a very emotionally mature, calm, and balanced energy. This is someone who has mastered their emotions and can navigate the waters of feelings with grace and wisdom. However, when this card appears in a reading about deception or hidden truths, it takes on a different flavor. In this context, the King of Cups represents someone who is highly skilled at emotional control and emotional presentation. This J person knows exactly how to manage their emotions in front of you. They know what to say to make you feel secure. They know how to respond to your concerns in ways that seem caring and attentive. And they know how to present themselves as emotionally stable and trustworthy, even when the reality beneath the surface is quite different. The King of Cups here is showing me that this person has a level of emotional intelligence that they are using strategically. They can read your emotional state, they can sense when you might be getting suspicious or when you need reassurance, and they adjust their behavior accordingly to keep you from digging deeper or asking too many questions. This is someone who has learned to use their understanding of emotions as a tool for maintaining control in relationships, and while that might sound harsh, Taurus, I am just telling you what the cards are revealing. The King of Cups also suggests that this person might genuinely care about you on some level, which actually makes the situation more complicated because their affection or concern for you coexists with their willingness to deceive you, and that duality is something you are going to have to grapple with as more of the truth comes to light. The sixth card is the Two of Pentacles, and this card is all about juggling balance and trying to manage multiple things at once. When I see the Two of Pentacles in a reading like this, it immediately tells me that this J person is living a kind of double life, or at the very least, they are trying to balance two different versions of reality simultaneously. The figure in the Two of Pentacles is literally juggling two pentacles in an infinity loop, which suggests that this balancing act has been going on for a while and has become a kind of ongoing cycle for them. In practical terms, this could mean that they are juggling two relationships, two jobs, two different social circles, or two different identities, depending on who they are with and what they want to achieve in any given moment. What the Two of Pentacles is showing me is that maintaining this balance requires constant effort and constant vigilance on their part. They have to remember what they told you versus what they told someone else. They have to keep track of their stories and make sure nothing slips through the cracks. And honestly, Taurus, that is exhausting work, which means at some point something is going to give. The Two of Pentacles is inherently unstable. It is a card of temporary balance that cannot be maintained forever. And that is actually good news for you, because it means the truth is going to come out eventually, whether through a slip-up on their part or through circumstances beyond their control. What I want you to understand from this card is that the reason they have been able to hide this from you for so long is not because you are naive or unobservant. It is because they have been putting tremendous effort into maintaining this juggling act, and they have gotten quite good at it, but good does not mean sustainable. The seventh card is the Page of Cups, and pages in the tarot often represent messages, new emotional experiences, or a younger, more naive energy. The Page of Cups specifically deals with matters of the heart, intuition, and emotional communication. In the context of your reading, Taurus, the Page of Cups, is telling me that there is an emotional message or emotional truth that is going to be revealed to you, and when it comes, it is going to feel unexpected and possibly quite shocking, because pages can also represent surprise or information that arrives when you least expect it. The Page of Cups suggests that this revelation might come through an indirect channel. Maybe you will overhear something, see something on their phone or social media, or someone else will mention something in passing that makes you suddenly realize what has been going on. The page energy is often a bit innocent or immature, so it is possible that the truth will come out in a way that seems almost accidental or careless, like they let their guard down for just a moment and the facade cracked just enough for you to see through it. What I am also picking up from the Page of Cups is that when you do learn the truth, it is going to affect you emotionally in a significant way. This is not information that you will be able to just brush off or rationalize away, because it touches on matters that are close to your heart, whether that is trust, love, loyalty, or your sense of reality in this relationship. The Page of Cups is asking you to stay open to your intuition right now, Taurus, because you might already be sensing that something is off, even if you cannot quite put your finger on what it is, and that intuitive feeling is your inner wisdom trying to get your attention. The eighth and final card in this reading is the Ten of Wands, and I have to tell you, when this card came out, as the closing energy, I felt it in my chest, because the Ten of Wands represents burden, exhaustion, overwhelm, and the weight of carrying too much for too long. In the traditional imagery of this card, we see a figure bent over struggling to carry 10 heavy wands and barely able to see where they are going because of the weight they are bearing. In your reading, Taurus, the 10 of Wands is showing me two things simultaneously. First, it is showing me that this J person has been carrying the weight of their secret and their double life, and it has been taking a toll on them even if they have not shown it to you. Living with deception is heavy work, and maintaining lies and hidden truths requires constant mental and emotional energy that eventually wears a person down. But second, and perhaps more importantly, the 10 of Wands is showing me that once you learn the truth, you are going to feel a significant burden as well. You are going to be processing not just the revelation itself, but also all the implications of it, like, how long has this been going on? Why did they feel the need to hide it from me? What else might not be true? And how do I move forward from here? The 10 of Wands is not an easy card to receive at the end of a reading like this, because it does not promise a quick or simple resolution, but what it does promise is that eventually you will be able to put down the burden that you are carrying, whether that burden is your confusion, your denial, or your investment in a version of this relationship that was never fully real to begin with. The 10 of Wands is also a card that suggests you need support right now, Taurus, because you should not have to carry this weight alone. And whether that support comes from friends, family, or even a professional counselor. The message is clear that you deserve to have people around you who can help you process and navigate what you are about to discover, or what you might already be discovering. So Taurus, let me bring this all together for you, because I know that was a lot to take in. What the cards are showing me is that someone with the letter J in their name has been hiding something significant from you. And this is not a small white lie or a harmless omission. This is something that has been going on for a considerable amount of time and has been maintained with deliberate effort and emotional manipulation. This person has been struggling with something represented by the 5 of Pentacles, while presenting a perfect happy image to you, shown by the 10 of Cups. And they have been carefully managing the balance of give and take in your relationship, as indicated by the 6 of Pentacles, to keep you from seeing the truth. The Knight of Pentacles tells us that their approach has been methodical and calculated, while the King of Cups shows us that they have been using their emotional intelligence to control how you perceive them and the situation. The 2 of Pentacles reveals that they have been juggling multiple realities or versions of themselves, and the Page of Cups promises that the truth is going to come to light in a way that will emotionally impact you. Finally, the 10 of Wands reminds us that both you and this person have been carrying heavy burdens, and that revelation and release are necessary even though the process might be difficult. I know this is heavy information, Taurus, and I want you to know that I am not sharing this with you to scare you or to make you paranoid about the people in your life. I am sharing this because the universe wants you to be aware, wants you to trust your intuition, and wants you to be prepared for what might be coming your way. You are strong enough to handle this truth, whatever it turns out to be. And you are worthy of relationships that are built on honesty, transparency, and genuine connection. If any of this resonated with you, if you know who this J person might be, or if you have been feeling like something has been off in a relationship, I would love to hear from you in the comments. Sometimes just sharing our experiences with others who understand can be incredibly healing and empowering. Take care of yourself. Taurus, trust your gut and know that whatever happens, you have the strength and wisdom to navigate through it.